Nope, never mind, I didn't.
There it is.
Cool. You know what that
Good
is?
morning, Phyrexia. Welcome to the stream.
That's what I mean. I'm leaving my own fucking chat on the back. Hang
I see.
tight. Bam.
Excellent.
We are amazingly professional here.
We're pretty good.
Yeah,
Our unprofessionalism is part of our charm, for sure.
we hope so. Because if not, then oh shit.
Then, oh god.
Yeah,
People.
unprofessionalism is a large part of whatever charm we hope we have.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, we bring unprofessionalism to its limits.
Yeah, we work really hard and we show up every day, to maximize the efficiency and the polish we deliver our unprofessionalism.
Yeah, right. We work really hard to be unprofessional.
Yeah.
For sure.
And put up a good front of unprofessionalism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so hey man, let's talk about some semi-relevant stuff.
I like semi-relevant.
Yeah. So Strixhaven, April 23rd. We should talk about that before that actually happens. Yeah. I actually prepared links. That's what I was missing. So, how excited are you about Strixhaven?
I'm actually quite excited. There's a couple of new texts coming out that I really like the idea of. The whole, ward thing is really, really cool.
Yeah.
I also like, Magecraft?
Yes.
Magecraft sounds pretty good, considering it's almost like Metalcraft, except not at all the same.
Yeah, it's a little weird. What do you call that when it's an ability, but it's really just described by, it's italic, and it's a trigger, kind of like Landfall.
I would call it dumb.
Just any ability with a trigger?
Yeah, just any ability that, it's the fact that it should be called Magecraft, and you should know what Magecraft does, but, you don't. It has to explain it every single fucking time.
Oh, yeah. So not that it's triggered, but that it needs reminders every time? Yeah.
Every time, yep. But, Metalcraft was the same way. It always said, do this as long as you control 3 or more artifacts.
Yeah. I mean, I think I take issue with the fact that it's Magic likes to introduce an ability for a set, and then it's gone forever.
Yeah, completely forget about it.
Yeah.
Yep, I know. It gives me a lot of hope for this one, though, because, a couple of sets ago, we did counters. So we had, a Death Touch counter and Lifelink counters, and I'm, super excited for ward counters. So if something could distribute a ward counter and make something cost 1 more to target, and then you could proliferate and just, make it progressively harder and harder to target this thing.
That'd be sick.
I would like that.
But it would have to be a, do I have ward on here somewhere? Oh my god, I don't. Yeah, if it was, it's a ward 2 colorless counter, then it would have to be...
Well, yeah, it would be, ward 1. So every counter would be 1 more to target. Because usually things say ward 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Or ward 3.
Well, because ward is, as I've said before, or, as I've said I wanted, ward is exactly that. It's an ability, and it has a parameter, which is the cost. Mm-hmm. So if it's distribute a ward 2 counter. Distribute a ward sacrifice a creature counter.
Yeah.
I don't know, that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I think that would be a little strong if the ward counters were 2, but that's okay, You distribute the ward 1 counter, that makes sense to me. Like a Bushido counter. I really wish we would give things Bushido again.
Yeah.
It wasn't even that fucking strong of a tech, but I want it.
I think they're afraid of distributing arbitrary counters because divinity counters are a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they were in one set, and then never again.
With one other card that would actually distribute divinity counters. There's an enchantment that, you can pay mana to put divinity counters on things.
Oh, cool. Who knew? Just buy your godhood.
Yeah, right.
Works for Talos.
Run this fucking Meogen, drop it, it gets a divinity counter, proliferate. Love that. Yeah, Meogen of Night's Reach, proliferate, discard your hand.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sounds fun.
So yeah, we're talking about Strixhaven. That's ward cost. It costs another, or counter the spell unless the opponent pays the cost.
Right.
I can't believe I don't have an example of ward on here anywhere. Yeah, what other mechanics they got is learn and lesson. So, learn, you may reveal a lesson card you own from outside the game, put it into your hand, or discard a card to draw a card. And, notice I said may, so third option, do nothing.
Right.
And I think you had asked me, is that going to be legal in Commander? Because, the wishes aren't? Right. I haven't seen them saying no anyway. Or no yet.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like I'm worried if it's just the rules of Commander will not allow you to run that card.
Right.
Because if you can't run cards that look for cards outside the game, then you can't run anything that says lesson on it.
True. Is that a rule of Commander?
I don't know. We've never done it.
Okay.
You know, the only card that we really cared about that would go search for other cards is that Karn. And we always just said, pick another deck. You can look through that deck to go find it.
Yeah, because like in tournament play, you get a sideboard. Right. And they mentioned that's how Learn's going to work.
Is sideboard wise?
Yes.
In like structure?
Yes. In Learn, in tournament play outside the game is your sideboard.
Weird.
I mean, it's the same way that like I think the wish cards are the same. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I only ever saw someone use a wish card to go grab another accumulated knowledge.
Right. So they would put that on the sideboard.
One in the blue, draw a card, and then draw an additional card for each accumulated knowledge in all graveyards. So he would just go look for another one.
Yeah. That's strong.
Brilliant.
But it makes sense for like if you want to say, yo, come to our Grand Prix, fly out and come to this tournament, then you don't want them to be like, all right, I'm going to run this wish card, so I guess I have to cart my entire collection.
Yeah.
It's like, pick 15. Just for the sake of the airline, I'm glad that they have that limit.
Yeah, I kind of think it goes against the rules of the card. Like,
True.
I don't know, if Exile, which was removed from the game, is still technically part of the game,
yeah,
then your sideboard should theoretically be part of the game. Like, it's part of your deck. It's the sideboard.
Yeah.
So like,
then in that case, it shouldn't say from outside the game. It should say from your side.
Yeah. But and also with that in mind, like, you run a 15-card sideboard and 2 combat-specific decks in the meta. That's what your sideboard is there for.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have spots in that sideboard taken up by these fucking lesson cards that aren't good enough to run. I just run them because this one card is good enough that lets me learn.
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense to me. I should be able to just bring my binder because I run a fucking lesson card.
A learn card.
Learn card, that's what I meant.
Learn lets you look for a lesson. What's a lesson? It's a type. Sorceries, instants, or lessons. That's all. And they got that little icon on the top left, just to remind you it's a lesson.
That way later we can make cards that say, whenever you cast a lesson, learn.
Yeah. We'll call it Adderall.
Yeah. That sounds like an artifact.
Yeah.
You probably have to sacrifice it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You, like, pay mana to an opponent to get Adderall. And...
yeah. Oh, give $5 to a player outside the game.
Yeah. Yeah. $5 to a player who is not in the game. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's see. That's mechanics, lesson, magecraft, learn. Oh yeah, magecraft we talked about. Or we didn't. Yeah.
It just happens whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery?
Cast or copy, yes.
Okay. Again, it's like, when I looked at it, my first thought was, you have to control 3 wizards.
Yeah, I get you.
But like, apparently all you have to do is just cast or
copy.
Copy an instant?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay.
There we go.
I have no problem with that.
Hey, he's in a game. Hell yeah. Well, cool.
Sense.
Does Match also follow wrestling? Because I'm told that this is hilarious. Dean Ambrose in wrestling also goes by the name John Mox, M-O-X. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. And then you have Ambrose, Dean of Shadow.
I play John Mox.
Yeah.
It taps for a John. 1 John mana. Use this only to
Tap,
cast.
take a break, go to the John.
Yeah, right, exactly. From now on, all the toilets in the kingdom shall be called John.
No what it's referencing. I'm just going to put my phone here so that we stop seeing to the outside of the... Oh, no, it's making it worse! So we stop seeing the outside of the studio.
What is that from? Oh, Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, okay.
With King John.
Yeah. Other things about Strixhaven, I wanted to point out that Loading Ready Run talked about it, and they love that you have, like, the schools have 2 deans, 1 per color, and because the schools are all about, like, their conflict and similarity, so, like, Witherbloom is life defined by birth or death, makes sense.
Okay.
So you have the green dean and the black dean, they're on opposite sides of a modal double-face card.
Right.
And Loading Ready Run likes to point out that's reminiscent of you go to college and there's one class you want to take and another class you want to take. They come up at the same time and only once every 3 years. So you got to pick one, you're not getting the other.
Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, it's kind of cool when you think about it that way.
Yeah.
It's like, well, you only get one of these teachers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Fine. I like the fact that they're printing more Elder Dragons.
Yeah.
Elder Dragon's like my favorite creature type.
Yeah.
They've all been super boss.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and I also kind of love that it's like the Elder Dragons are the founders of the schools.
Mm-hmm.
So does that mean that, like, they filled out paperwork? Or they just had one of their minions like, yo, I want a school, and that minion is the one who really did it?
Yeah. I don't know. It reminds me a lot of, like, Godric Gryffindor and, like, Salazar Slytherin.
Yeah.
You know.
So they, like, bought the castle,
Yeah.
right? Well, no, they built it, yeah.
Did they build the castle?
I think so. Because they were talking about, like...
Not one person was like, hey, what are you doing over there, Salazar? You building a Chamber of Secrets, or...?
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure in the, like, story, they're like, yeah, Salazar secretly built the Chamber of Secrets.
Mm-hmm. So no one was paying attention to him when they were just building this castle?
Well, they were also doing their own thing.
Okay.
Bro, I mean, we can ask Manchons in the chat. I don't know how attentive you get to your coworkers once you've hauled 10,000 pounds of bricks around in a day.
I guess.
Granted, it's magic, so who fucking knows?
Yeah, and like... I don't know. There's always that, like, you'd think it'd be fixed quickly with magic, but you'd be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything to speed up the plot, that magic doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
No. Voldemort made it so... Can't.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Oh, where's that picture? Man, I need that, like... Man, if we're gonna play magic, I gotta get that picture that's like, yeah. That's like, I think some anime... Or, no, some, like, person at a con just being like, it's magic, I ain't gotta explain shit.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
Except for sometimes how it doesn't work.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you gotta have rules to it. I think. So, like, I don't know, a good example, but, like, if I say that, like, this spell, I don't know, throws a fireball, and then, for some reason, it, like, hits a pile of oily rags and doesn't light them on fire because they're, like, you know... they're not the right kind of oil, that's bullshit.
Right.
I don't know a good example of that, but I don't know. Like, go ahead and make your magic, but establish some rules so that it works.
Yeah, oh, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
My question is there Maxima versions of other spells in
Yeah.
Harry Potter? That's my favorite one.
Wingardium Leviosa Maxima!
It just throws up through the ceiling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like
Engorgio Maxima! When it's kaiju size.
Yeah. Well, the Wingardium Leviosa Maxima, there should be a whole class on, you know, like, we have to, in the real world, have to track space junk. Mm-hmm. So I think wizards are like, we have to track all the stuff that's been Wingardium Leviosa Maxima'd to the moon. Make sure the muggles don't find it since they're going around now.
Fucking whale.
Yeah.
It's from South Park, they put the whale on the moon.
Yeah. I love that. It's
Damn
like, it just ends with, like, the whale beached.
Yeah. And then, like, as the seasons go on, they just put more and more stuff on the moon next to this dead whale.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Damn it. Manchild and I were talking out smoking a cigarette before I left. And it was like, it was a really, really funny concept. And I can't remember. Oh, right, Batman. How old was he when he lost his parents?
8, 12, child?
Okay, what is the age to bring someone to an opera? You know, like, what kid at the age of 8 wants to be in an opera?
Fucking none.
Because definitely not Bruce Wayne, and I'm assuming that's why they're in the alleyway. Because Bruce just wanted to get the fuck out of there.
That's true.
And that's why no one around saw what happened.
Yeah.
Because they left before everyone else. Everyone else is enjoying the rest of the opera. But Bruce is being this little whiny bitch, just like, this is boring.
Yeah.
Why is that fat lady singing?
How much longer? You said you were going to sing we could leave.
I gotta pee.
Yeah. You know, that's a great point. I was going to say, bro, don't tell me you've never been brought by your parents somewhere that you are not interested in.
No,
especially if they're rich. And in their defense, I think way back in the original, it was specifically Zorro. So it's like, I'm going to bring my kid to this, like, action kind of thing.
Yeah, sure. All right.
But yeah, no, you're 100% right. They took him out early to pee.
Yeah, he just was like crying up a storm in the middle of the opera because it was boring as shit.
Who cares how rich my rents are? Fuck the opera. I believe that's a quote from Bruce Wayne.
It's ridiculous he doesn't have a fear of operas now.
Yeah.
You know, it's only bats.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He is opera man. He uses everybody's fear of the opera against them.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, you know, he's like, sort of a dark, shadowy figure. Not a Dark Knight, not a bat, but like a phantom. Oh, fuck. Take it.
A dark phantom of the opera.
Yeah. Yeah. What are we talking about? Strixhaven. What's in the boxes? All right, there's Mystical Archive alt art. It's cool. There's 15 mythic rares, 30 rares, 18 uncommons. And they've issued like 2 different articles already that's like, one art, I think, was stolen. Another, or like involved a stolen element. And then 2 Mystical Archive cards got swapped art, so that's hilarious.
Mm-hmm. Is it stolen art? Because, like, I mean, they made Atlantic Rim, which was just Pacific Rim.
Oh, they did? Yeah.
You know? Like, is that stealing? Or is it just a parody? Or a blockbuster rendition?
Not Connecticut. United States copyright law says 60% different. I have no idea how you calculate 60%.
Oh.
But...
Well, they put Ugin in the picture, which makes it at least 50% different than the other one.
You know what I'm talking about, then?
Yeah. We talked... You showed it to me the last time I was here.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Wizards officially said, shit. And then it's going to go to court, and they're going to figure it out from there.
Just make a new art on the card. Who cares?
Okay.
Except
what
for
do you
the
do
fact
with
that
all
all the cards are printed.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Make them worth trillions more.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get like the stamp problem where it's like, oh, we fucked up. We're going to issue the right one. Oh, those are the ones worth money now.
Yeah, right.
Which means those are the ones people are going to be sharing pictures of. And it's like, we were trying to erase those. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know what to do. Mystical Archive, and okay, so there's also the like stained glass Mystical Archive that we get in the collector's booster or in the like any booster in Japan. You get the Japanese alt art, which is way cooler, as we've discussed previously.
Yeah, I've looked
like
at those. They look awesome.
I showed a picture of Swords to Plowshares, and Hellcaster said, "Look up Demonic Tutor." My God, it looks way cooler than the Japanese alt art.
Great.
All right, what do you get in a collector booster? 50-50 odds of your Mystical Archive being global or Japanese alt art. I don't know why I have There Exist 20 Lessons here. And here is your breakdown of the collector booster. Look at all those foils, that's the idea. But it's also super expensive, which is kind of the idea. Let's see.
They've done these for multiple sets in the past.
Yeah, exactly. So they're doing the 3-box thing, where you got the collector booster, which is where the most expensive cards will be, but it is absolutely not worth the money. You have set boosters, which is like supposed to be a fun opening experience. So I guess if like you have someone whose first ever exposure to Magic, you get a set booster pack. They got 30 packs, 12 cards, 1 Mystical Archive, 1 lesson, 1 foil, quarter chance for one of your cards in a set booster to be from the list.
Ooh.
Which I fucking hate. It's where they print a card in a different version that is absolutely pretending to be from the previous version. Anyways.
Yeah.
And then you get an art card, which I don't think anyone likes except me. Draft Booster, also known as the real one. You get a rare or mythic rare, a Mystical Archive, which seems to be uncommon, rare, mythic rare, a lesson, which seems to be common, rare, or mythic rare, based on the one article I read, notably absent uncommon. Alright, fine.
Weird. No uncommon lessons?
Yeah. 3 uncommons, 9 commons.
So it's either Wingardium Leviosa or
Avada
Expecto
Kedavra.
Patronum.
Yeah.
Or Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
Sectum Sempra if you don't feel like losing your soul to it.
Yeah.
Also, I watched him cast that spell a lot, and not once did he break off a piece of his soul.
Yeah, it was... Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, what's his name? Fucking, Peter Pettigrew comes out and just owns Cedric. Soul intact.
Right. No, I think it was... And it sucks because she never described this, because it's much more fantasy than science fiction, and it's much more the, I don't gotta explain shit, it's magic. But if she was much more strict about her own rules, she might have explained. I think the idea is he was splitting his soul to put them in whatever you call this. Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the process of doing that, he had to Avada Kedavra someone.
Right. Until he made a Horcrux on accident.
Yes. Well, maybe he was trying to put it in the snake or some shit. No, the snake was already.
No,
maybe he was trying to put it in some shit that he had and nobody knew about.
The spell backfired.
Yeah.
And his soul latched onto the only living thing around.
Yeah.
Which, no other Horcrux has ever done.
Right.
Like, except for the snake. I guess he did latch it onto the snake.
Well, that it backfired. It's already, like, in programming, we have garbage in, garbage out. Once you're in an error state, fuck knows what happens.
It just sounds like Avada Kedavra is a cascade spell, and he kept cascading into make Horcrux.
I think it's
and
the
this
way
is the
around.
part he did it by accident.
No,
all he did was try to kill Harry.
Yeah.
So he has, like... Do you not have to cast the spell to put half of your soul into a Horcrux?
No, I think you do. But because they did, like, okay, counter target... Well, no. Choose new targets for Avada Kedavra.
Yeah.
Then the Horcrux creation spell didn't have the ability... Like, it was able to find... He was alive, I guess? I don't know. Man, really would be cool if she explained this, but that's for nerds.
Yeah, it would be real cool to be like, oh, as he went to go kill Harry, he also tried to make another Horcrux. Yeah. But he didn't. He was just there to kill Harry because he's already got 7 Horcruxes.
Yeah. And none of this would have happened if he just, like... Accident. Yeah. He also fell prey to the supervillain thing. Like, how many supervillains lose because they got a monologue? They got to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like... Was it Scott Evil, way back in Austin Powers? Was like, look, I have a gun in my room. I'll just go in and shoot him.
Yeah.
And, like, we have a time machine. We'll just find a time when he's on the toilet.
Yeah.
Yeah. He got around paying additional costs. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess. As far as, like, literally nothing in that series makes sense.
I know.
Apparently there's no spell to find Chamber of Secrets.
Well, it's magically protected.
Okay.
Well, no, you know what my issue is? Everyone in that entire goddamn series, except for the main trio, has developed a spell.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what is it? Like, Severus Snape developed Sectum Sempra.
Mm-hmm.
And what confuses me is a few things. Like, number one, does that mean that it's more than just gesture words? Like, you also have to connect to magical GitHub to be able to use it? Does that mean that, like, if someone just happened to do it, it'd be like, oh, hey, cool, I discovered the spell?
Interesting. Yeah, that I don't understand. Do you have to, like... I imagine you have to go to the Ministry of Magic and register the spell.
Okay.
It's like a patent office.
Yeah, okay. So does that mean Severus Snape has the patent on Sectum Sempra?
I would imagine. He wrote it down and it just says for enemies in the book.
Yeah. Okay, do I give it to them? Is it like poison?
And someone in, like, America somewhere goes, hey, I just invented this spell that shoots a blade out of my wand. And,
yeah.
And that's when Snape was like, shit, where's my fucking old potions book? I have the date where I invented this. No, it's not your spell. I invented it. Here's my proof.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like, what is it like, I think 2 dudes invented some part of the telephone or radio or light bulb or some shit right at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, man, if only they fucking explained it, but no.
Oh, yeah, but, like, she didn't have that much creativity. Most of those movies are just Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Yeah, that's why I like, more the D&D thing. It is very hard to learn a spell.
Yeah.
Whereas in Hogwarts, it's like, here, do this, cool, but go, do it now.
And you're good, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well,
we're going to teach you this instead of history.
Is you have to feel happy as you're casting the spell.
Sorry, that's Peter Pan? Oh, wait, no, that's the other one, yeah.
No, that's Expecto Patronum.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep. You have to just think of the happiest memory you got. So Harry goes with some
so
imaginary
the orphan
memory
who
where
has
he
been
knows
abused
his
his whole life. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Thinks about his parents, then it doesn't immediately make him sad.
Yeah, exactly.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, and isn't it like we explained that he's generally more miserable because he's more susceptible to Death Eaters? No. The shadow things.
Death Eaters, the Dementors.
Dementors, yeah.
Yep, they just
go
seek
through
him
a
out
train
because he's a big bummer.
Yeah. Well, it's like they go through a train and everyone's like, oh, I'm cold, oh, I'm a little sad, but Harry passes out.
Right.
So I thought he was a less happy person.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who knows? But apparently, like, in canon, not Severus Snape, the other one, Sirius Black, escapes Azkaban because he has no happiness left.
Oh, I thought it was because... Oh, maybe. I thought it was like he remained sane because he knew he was innocent.
Interesting. To see, I don't know.
She might have
Ask Taryn.
Yeah.
Taryn would know. She's my go-to Harry Potter encyclopedia.
I know. Yeah. Can't believe Taryn doesn't tune in. She's a bigger nerd than either of us.
Yeah, not for magic, though.
That's fine. We'll talk more
really into Inuyasha.
Oh, really? Fucking nerd. No.
Yeah, right? Like, out of all the animes, she goes with Inuyasha. It's my favorite.
That's fine. Oh, man. You remember that kid, Brendan Nicholas? He referenced some amazing thing that's like, how many episodes of Inuyasha does it take to change a light bulb? And it's like 15. They have to find some castle again. Oh, and one more thing.
They have to find all the jewel shards and then break it apart again.
Yeah. And then, what's a foil etch card? I love being like, what tangent are we on? In the collector's booster of Strixhaven, you have the chance of your foil being a foil etched foil, which is slightly different. It doesn't seem to pringle as much, and I think that's why foils pringle now.
My Krark is like that, and it has not pringled.
Nice.
Huge fan.
Your third Krark.
My third Krark, yeah.
Cool. Less relevant stuff. We did a thumb rumble on Wednesday.
Yeah, that went pretty well, despite the 9 breaks we took because we drank a little bit and had to pee every 4 minutes.
When he says a little bit, that's not ironic hyperbole. I don't think I had an entire beer.
No, I had 1 shot of Captain.
Yeah, and that's it. And we were like, oh man.
Peeing nonstop.
Yeah. So that's why the subscriber go live notification today was, remember when I said we're probably going to take maybe 1 break? Good times. Yeah.
So that's my pretty much how I feel about the CBD sodas too, CBD is designed to relax the body.
Yeah.
So you're just drinking it in the form of liquid, and now your body is relaxed, so you're just going to pee all the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All the time.
James says he wishes he caught it. Well, next time it comes around, we'll let you know. But, I mean, if you thought Magic was nerdy bullshit, we were playing Skullgirls, which is like Americans drawing anime. But...
Avatar, The Last Airbender. Bam.
Yeah, true.
It's just a reference about how American anime can sometimes be better than Japanese ones.
Yeah, we were talking about Inuyasha, so yeah. Maybe it's better she's not here if I want to make fun of Inuyasha.
No, I have this character I want to develop. It's Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, because he's a demon and he's got the Jagan eye in the middle of his forehead. And then we give him the Millennium Eye from Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah. And then we give him the Sharingan from Naruto. And then we can give him the fucking Tetsaiga, because he's a demon and can wield it.
Nice.
And he can bring Scar and stuff.
Yeah. So we want your opinions. He's seen your character, or Inuyasha. We want your opinions on the Thumb Rumble. First episode, I think, went up yesterday on the YouTube. MTGBot is going to come around eventually and show you a link to the poll. But if my lovely assistant here wants to test, you can type in the chat. I added a bunch of commands like link to poll. You do exclamation point, link
exclamation point,
yep.
Link, the number 2.
Yep.
Poll.
Yep, no spaces.
Bam. There it is.
And did it work? Hell yeah. And I also added in our socials. So YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, they all work. That's great.
So I can just type in
link to
Twitch.
Yep. Hell yeah.
So check that out, fans at home.
Yeah. And then, we were in the post-tournament arc.
Yeah, that was, oh my god. We had such a good tournament. That shit was so good. I so happy we did the best 3 out of 5 or 8.5 Tails would have lost that real quick.
Yeah.
But damn, no, I've been riding high. That deck is feeling good. On top of the fact that I had a good time opening that box too. It's really, really, really weird when every pack you open is cards that you've seen 100 times before. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything new, but I got the things that I wanted, obviously. Yeah. But the first time Spiral, they invented new cards for.
Oh yeah.
Not all the cards were. Only the time shifted cards were old.
Oh yeah.
All the other ones were new to the set.
Okay. Is that where we get that alt art where it's they put the cost sort of on the left?
The same block, but that's the 2 sets afterwards. That's Future Sight.
Future Sight, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, because I have Song of the Dryads or Dryad Arbor or something.
Yeah, it was Time Spiral, Planar Chaos, and Future Sight.
Yeah.
Planar Chaos, we can thank that set for damnation. They took cards from one color and flipped them into the color that they should have been.
Should have been.
Until they made a red Achroma that was fucking useless.
Yeah.
Can't believe, why? It's it doesn't even have the Achroma flying, first strike, vigilance, trample, haste.
Yeah.
It's just got flying and trample maybe, and then fire breathing because apparently that's good.
Yeah.
Spend a bunch of red mana to just get it blown out easier.
Yeah. It's weird. Cool. So I think we're going to start off. I'm going to be Dat Brudido. He's going to be Yawgmoth.
I'm so stoked. My new Yawgmoth is so sweet. Little border and everything.
Yeah. Oh, and also, okay, what time? We're half an hour in. All right. I
Oh,
want to see if we
shit.
can see in the metrics like we said, hey, come check out this awesome link for when you ask the Twitch bot for a link to Twitch. And then if it's like, all your viewership dropped off.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So, we got to know this or that. I think so. Yeah, let's start on...
Let's get to it. Let's
yeah.
play